Okay, you guys, I just woke up, but I need to release this message, and I need to do so audibly, not just writing on Facebook, releasing it in written form, because faith comes by hearing, okay, and hearing the word of God. So hearing whatever the Lord is saying, like right now. Okay, so what I want to speak about is a seed, that God will use a seed. I know that the Lord will sometimes ask us to move in faith to sow monetary seeds, into people that speak into your life. I know that the Lord also moves in another way, in sowing and reaping, and He will move you to sow in action and in faith and in certain works, or work in a field, or He'll send you to a certain relationship. And so when God is doing this, He's doing this because He's having you sow for your future divine connect, for your future stream of income that's better than what you're dealing with now, for your future, call and destiny. And so God will use a seed, seed, when you have it at the time, it seems like, wow, I have the seed and there's supposed to be this return that comes from this. And so, you work with it, and you're working with that seed, and you are walking with that person, and you are sowing effort into that job, and you are doing this, and all the while you're like, God, is this little thing gonna give the return? Is it going to reciprocate? Is it going to reward? Am I going to pull in a harvest from this, like the way that I believe that you are showing me is to be in the future? But is this little thing going to give it? And then sometimes you feel like, this seed, this is all I have. This relationship, this is all I have. This job, this is all I have. This dream, this work that I do, this is all I have. If I lose it, oh my God, so I want you to understand that sometimes the Lord will use a seed, as in these examples that I'm giving, for something that will sow for a greater harvest in the future that eyes have not seen and ears have not heard about yet. Or your eye has not seen the full manifestation. Sometimes you're in a vehicle, in a job, in a doorway, in a relationship, and all it is a vehicle that's going to help you to carry out some prophetic steps that sow towards your future. Sometimes you're in a vehicle and you're suddenly and abruptly removed from that vehicle, or something happens and it ends your ride with it, or your walk with someone, or your work in that doorway, that job, that opportunity that the Lord once led you to go into, and to not give up on, and to endure in for a while. There's a point when you might be abruptly removed from some things, or abruptly see some things die, right? Because it's a seed, okay? So when something's a seed, and every good seed must go down and die first, and then it will resurrect and then grow and reproduce, and you will see it germinate, and you will see something come out of the darkness, like the seed sprout out of the dark soil, like something like green, like growth coming out of a dark place, like something good coming out of it, like a light at the end of the dark tunnel. Like you're going to see a return. Okay, so I'm prophesying. There are some things that you have sown for in the past, and you may have forgotten about. It could be dreams. It could have been you sowed in arts. You sowed in creative works. You sowed in writing. You sowed in works. You sowed in some assignments. You sowed into relationships. You sowed into love. Have you sowed into love? Have you sowed into work? Have you sowed into your destiny? Have you practiced in your giftings? Have you practiced in what you love to do? Have you practiced in your passion? If you have seen your organization, your business, your dream, your relationship that was supposed to be a marriage, if you have seen it all die, if you have been in a vehicle and it's gone and crashed, And it's not your fault. If you have been in something or walking with something and it's gone, it was only a vehicle that brought you to the time of your harvest. If you look real close right now, it looks like you're not winning. But I have to tell you that you will. If you endure with him, you will. I'm going to show you something. My sister gave me this pot to plant some berry seeds in it, okay? A year ago, I watered the seeds. The things never came up out of the dirt. So then I was like, okay, I was sad because nothing came of it. And it was a gift from my sister and I wanted to see it produce, right? And I was like, God, everything I plant dies. Everything. Like, what is it? A curse? Like, if it's a curse, like on my bloodline or me, or break it, like something, so I would be praying. But anyway, later I planted something else. But months ago, you guys, I planted something in here and then I watered it and it never came up, All of a sudden, I thought, when my daughter gave me a bonsai seed to grow, I was amazed at the process of it because you had to soak it overnight in the fridge for 7 days, or actually 7 days. Then you had to take it out, plant it in the dirt, and put warm water over it, actually for like a half hour. Yeah, and then plant it in the dirt. So there's a process of a seed. And so you have to understand that there's a process of a seed, and there's different processes with different types of seeds. And some seeds manifest and germinate after a fire. Some seeds are carried in winds. I mean, like storm winds can blow it to, like another, city or something, and it's going to pop up over there. And sometimes you plant a seed and you don't see anything of it. So I don't want you to be discouraged and get so weary of trying, because that's what the enemy wants you to do. Get so weary of trying because we see no results. You could be dealing with witchcraft, things on your bloodline. If your parents curse you, if people speak things over you and they may not realize especially if they have a Jezebel spirit. If somebody has a Jezebel spirit and they speak regular negative words that somebody else can just say when they're being a negative bird. When a Jezebel says it or a prophetic person says it, it's back with power. And so sometimes you need to cancel that because that's as good as witchcraft, okay? But anyway, so sometimes you wonder, why do things die? Let me tell you, no matter if you have had witchcraft attacks or the plans of the enemy look like they're succeeding against your life and nothing that you planted is coming to fruition and you're not seeing the promises of God manifest yet, it does not mean that God has forgotten you. It does not mean that God can't get to you. It doesn't mean that God can't get the gifts to you. It doesn't mean that God can't get this resource, stream, relationship, ultimate call, destiny, dream that he put into you. It doesn't mean that he can't get it to you. Okay? So you will see suddenly things sprout up that you forgot about. Okay? You forgot you were watering it a long time ago, and then you all of a sudden you just go back and try again one more time, water it, and now it's sprouting. And so you're going to see things that you forgot, you put on the shelf, you gave up on, or it was time to take a break from, or God ripped it away from you, or God killed it when you were with this other person. He killed that relationship, but now you're going to see things resurrect. It may not come back through the same person. It may not come back through the same door. You may not be riding in the same vehicle, but the Lord's going to put you in a new vehicle, in a new doorway, in a new stream, and possibly a new relationship. So, this is my bonsai tree. I just want to share it. My bonsai tree. And so my daughter gave me that seed about Christmas time, and I planted it, and it's coming up and it's doing just fine. And so in this time you might see things manifest faster and not take so long. But understand there is a process and you have to endure it. But it may not take as long as, these things that you planted years ago and you never seen anything come of it. And then all of a sudden you try again and pop, something comes out. So you're going to see things manifest. If you have a relationship, you might see, and you're in a relationship that the Lord's leading you to, you might see sudden changes. I also hear like upgrades. You might see upgrades in different areas. Sometimes your upgrade first looks like a disaster. It might be a blessing in disguise. So that's why I don't want you to look too closely at what's going on right now and say, do I trust God? Do I want to endure this? Do I want to deal with this another day? Because if you think like that, you might say no and you might get discouraged. And then that's where we're like weary and we're just tired of trying. But I want you to not be tired of trying. I have endured a lot of attacks, and I know how they come in the spirit. I know how they move. I know what it's like. I know that it's like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. But also when you're anointed, just attacks happen. Okay. When you have a call, attacks happen. When the Lord's calling you to a certain mountain or sphere of influence, or he's calling you to a certain work, or ministry, and your work is your ministry, there will be attacks. And so you have to choose that you're already decided that you're not going to stop with him. You have to just say, maybe it's hard to say that you have faith, but maybe sometimes I think about this, it might be easier to say to just trust God. Like, do you trust God? Like, just trust God that he'll get you to, the next destination. You might be riding in a new vehicle. You might be walking through a different doorway, but the end of the thing will get you to your ultimate purpose. You understand? So God will use a seed. So did you have a relationship that died? Did you have a doorway or a stream that closed on you or dried up? God's going to use it, and he's going to use it for his glory, and he's going to shine through you. So do not stop. Don't quit. Don't give up. And just sow in the way that the Lord leads you to. Now, if in any way this has blessed you, if you feel led to, you can sow into my PayPal or my Cash App link. And I should put that below this video. My name is Anna Clark. You can find me on www.facebook.com/Apostle Anna Clark. I'm a seer prophet, but I'm an unboxed prophet. I don't follow rules. I just follow the Spirit. And that's important in this day because the Lord is breaking us from molds. And as he breaks you from molds, you're going to be finding that, oh, I had pride for following that rule. I had pride for being in that mold. And you're going to find that once he takes that rule away or that pride away for it, you're just going to be walking in exact ordered steps that he has for you, which is actually making you so free and in a liberty. And he's not going to have you be so free in a way that you're this free spirit that does not yield to him and brings destruction and confusion to your own life. When the Lord, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. He's going to give you a liberty in this new freedom that you have in him, because the church age is over and it's kingdom age. So God's popping people out of molds and he's breaking people out of old holds. And go ahead and find my other videos that share that too, because that's what he's doing. You're getting released from who won't let you go. You're releasing yourself. We're doing prophetic moves and actions. We're sowing towards our destiny and our ultimate goal that he has shown for us to. And he's freeing us to be able to do that. He's freeing us to be able to birth what we've been carrying for forever. And he's freeing us to be the us, that he has created us to be. So that's what I have. Don't be afraid if you don't see everything manifest right away, but know that if God has led you to it, then you will see a return. And that's what I came to say. My Cash App link is the $ and then the words Spirit Lead Us. My PayPal link is www.paypal.me/AnnaClark777. Okay, so thank you for watching, and God bless you. And if you want to connect, don't be afraid to connect through my Facebook inbox, the best way to connect with me. Okay, thank you.